This is why you need adventure with a dash of humour. Welcome to the Limousine Broadcasting Network, where travel meets wit, and every destination is a delightful surprise. Join us, won't you?
Hello, and everybody, welcome to the Limousine Broadcasting Network. Today we're going to be breaking with some of our previous humorous content, and I'm going to be reviewing the 3 to 4 best coffee shops in the Rio Grande Valley. Now, I've been staying here for the past 3 to 4 months, and so just I guess a little backstory about me. I've traveled and lived all over the world, mainly in Asia. Did some traveling, I guess, and went to Dubai as well, and then also South America. And so I'm pretty into coffee. I drink it every day. Now, I don't know as much as these professional streamers and YouTubers that have written books about coffee and understand all the 100 different notes and nuances and things like that. But I enjoy a good cup of coffee, to say the least. So so far in Mcallen, in the Rio Grande Valley, which is pretty big, but specifically kind of talking about the areas surrounding Mcallen, Texas, which would be Mcallen, Far, Edinburgh, I think Alamo as well. There's some good, really, really good coffee shops there. So the first one that I wanted to talk about that you guys should definitely check out is Jitters Coffee Roasters. So they have 2 locations. They're in Mission, Texas, so it's a little bit, I think, kind of to the west of the main metro center, kind of the, I guess, Mcallen area, Rio Grande Valley. And so they have 2 locations in Mission. Again, a little bit more rural, a little further out from kind of the main development of the city. But this place is fantastic. I mean, I have to say, this is the best coffee that I've ever had. Now, again, I don't go all over the world sampling thousands of coffees, but one thing I would call out is it's pretty cool. They have geisha coffee that you can get as a pour over, and geisha is supposed to be the most expensive and some of the best tasting coffee strain that some people say in the world. Obviously it's somewhat subjective, but they have a few different geisha strains at Jitters, and they are fantastic. I mean, I think it's definitely my favorite cup of coffee I've ever had, and the price is pretty reasonable too. I mean, it's only $1 or $2, maybe not even. Really, it's almost the same price as a Starbucks coffee of comparable size, and the quality is incredible. So, in flavor, everything is incredible. So I would highly recommend this place if you're, close to kind of Mission, Texas, in the Rio Grande Valley. They have other varieties, you can get as a pour over, and then of course, cappuccino and things like that as well. But definitely highly recommend the geishas. And they have a few other ones that aren't even listed on their website, 1 or 2 other options for pour over, but they are absolutely fantastic. So highly recommend you guys checking them out if you live or visit the Rio Grande Valley and you're kind of close to Mcallen. Now, the second place that I've went to quite a bit is Reserva Coffee Roasters. This place is pretty famous. I think I would say maybe if you're looking for kind of a niche coffee roaster within the Rio Grande Valley, they are probably the most well-known. They have 4 different locations, and they're quite nice inside. I mean, the one of the nice things about Reserva is it is a really nice environment. It's decorated and built very nicely inside, so it's a really good environment if you kind of like that. Another nice thing, they kind of have mint flavored water for free, which is it's pretty refreshing. Now, of course, Reserva as well, they're roasting their own beans, and now they don't have geishas, but their standard pour over is still quite good, and it's a good price as well. You get quite a large volume It's like $5 and some cents versus if Jitters is like 6 or 7. So, but definitely a great option. I mean, again, it is pretty crazy because it's like, in my opinion, it's like if you're gonna pay for Starbucks coffee, you might as well just go to Reserva or Jitters. Obviously, the challenge, I think, some people maybe just don't care. They're looking for kind of like a buzz out of the coffee, and then it takes time to find the good local coffee shops and roasteries in your area. So maybe that is kind of the thing, or maybe they don't have a location that's close to them. But another option too is if you like want a really good cup of coffee, you can always buy the beans, and then again, I think all you would need is a grinder and like a simple pour over, which is like $20 from Amazon. And I mean, it is definitely more expensive than buying like Folgers, but you can still get like a really good cup of coffee. I feel like for, I don't know, in the neighborhood of like $1 for like a standard pour over. And that could even depend. So that's definitely an option too if you're into quality coffee. But yeah, again, would definitely recommend Reserva. They have, I don't think they even have quite as many bean varieties as Jitters, but again, their beans are still very, very good, and a good price. So then the third coffee shop I'd recommend is Moonbeans. In my opinion, the quality of the beans is not quite as good as Reserva or Jitters, but it's still a solid coffee shop, and they have a pretty wide selection of menu items. They have teas and things like that. So yeah, I would still recommend. I mean, I think they're worth trying out. Again, their beans are pretty a decent price as well. I think a little bit cheaper than Reserva and Jitters. But again, that's kind of the quality you would pay for. This place is nice. It's a really beautiful, huge building. And yeah, I'd say it's a good place to kind of chill if you're looking for a coffee shop as well. And then fourth but not least, Starbucks. Now, I think everybody who's into coffee kind of knows the deal with Starbucks, right? They kind of burn their beans so that they don't have variety of flavor between the different stores. So they're kind of like, doesn't taste as good, but it's very consistent between the different Starbucks locations. Yeah, I mean, it's okay if you can't find a coffee shop near you and you really want a coffee, but I would definitely highly recommend, again, trying to find local coffee shops that are roasting their own beans, because the quality can just be fantastic, and like it's about the same price and the quality is way better. Flavor is amazing, and hey, you're supporting local business. So all right, well, those are my top 4 coffee shops in the Rio Grande Valley area, and if you guys know of any additional ones, I mean, hey, I'm always looking for some, so feel free to put them in the comments, or send me a message or whatever. So all right.